We're going to change the direction of this football team. And we're going to change it with guys that have that fire. That's what we lack. That's all I have to say.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. Notre Dame's 38-35 loss to Duke was stunning. After intense and careful deliberation following the game, Coach Kelly made a difficult but necessary decision on Sunday.
Unfortunately, letting Coach Van Gorder go was, one of the difficult ones that I've had to make in my career. We go way back into the late 80s, early 90s together. He's a terrific football coach, but we weren't making the progress necessary. And 1-3 at Notre Dame is unacceptable, and changes had to be made. Told our team changes would be made at every position if necessary, and you have to evaluate your coaches as well. And I felt like that change needed to be made.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
Brian Kelly did not have to look far for a new defensive coordinator. Former Notre Dame linebacker and Purdue and Minnesota defensive coordinator Greg Hudson joined the staff this season as a defensive analyst. Coach Kelly promoted him to defensive coordinator on Sunday.
Greg will assume the responsibilities of the defensive coordinator, and his experience makes him well qualified. He's a Notre Dame grad as well, and he's got that background, but he also has that understanding by seeing what I see as well, and that is a defense that needs to have some fun and play with enthusiasm. So being around, seeing it, somebody that has been there day after day and watching this defense, I think was the right choice, because now it allows all of the position coaches to stay with their group, maintain a continuity, and now you bring somebody in who's got defensive coordinator experience and can provide the kind of leadership that we need.
But also as the head coach, you're not just saying, okay, Greg, go fix it. You're going to be very involved in the defense as well.
I have to, because we're going to make some changes, as I mentioned. Changes occur when you're 1-3 at Notre Dame, and we started with our personnel changes in the coaching staff, but there'll be some changes on defense as well, and there'll be improvements. I think when we say change, we're talking about improvements, and I'm going to have to be intimately involved and be there for our defensive coaches as we make this transition defensively.
And that change will not just necessarily be personnel, but to a certain degree schematic.
Well, I think the scheme itself has been fundamentally sound. It's been maybe an overload of information that we want to kind of streamline a little bit. There's only so much time. There's a 20-hour rule, and you can't get to everything, and maybe there was a lot of information that our guys were storing up, and we couldn't play as free. We have guys on our defense that want to do it. They played hard, but they didn't play with that kind of reckless abandon that defensive players have to play, because they know where to be, they know how to get there, and we got to get that back, and we will get that back. And I think we've got the right people, the right coaches. They're going to teach it, and I'm excited about moving forward with that.
Here's the snap, option run. Kaiser keeps, goes inside, steps into the end zone, standing up. His fifth running touchdown, and the Irish go the distance on the opening drive and take a 6-0 lead.
When you go back, you got the start you wanted, and it was terrific. You took control of the game, first drive, 2 pass plays to St. Brown, 43 yards, and then Kaiser with a beautiful touchdown.
Yeah, we're up 14-0 and feeling pretty good about ourselves, but again, we seem to stumble at the most inopportune times, and we've already talked about this. I mean, we stumble on special teams twice now in back-to-back games and essentially give the opposing team the momentum necessary to get back in the game.
Bring the pressure from the edge, and Kaiser's going deep. Got Stefferson, touchdown, Notre Dame! TD for KJ, Kevin Stefferson.
And again, after the Stefferson touchdown, the 44-yard pass, the whole stadium, it's like, hoorah, this is a blowout. Do you feel that on the sidelines when they bring it back 96 yards? Does the team start going, oh no, we just, same old, or what's going to happen now? Are we lost it?
No, I didn't feel that way, but clearly it was frustrating. I think mostly, frustration of, hey, we worked hard to get this lead and we just gave it back like that. So I think more frustration than here we go again. But it is what it is too, and that is here we go again because we did it 2 weeks in a row.
And you've got a quarterback who's playing great football, but one of the key mistakes, and it even surprised me, he rushes a shotgun snap. He moves before the ball gets there, and that was a key play.
It's a huge play. They go and score in the very next play off a very sloppy fumble. And again, we keep talking about our defense and the changes that we made on defense, but our offense cannot do the things that it does. Now, we're averaging 37 points a game, 455 yards a game, but listen, it should be better. It should be better than that. And I've challenged our offensive coaches that they've got to coach better, and everybody's on a job interview for the next 8 weeks.
I agree completely that your guys are looking like they were going to the factory to work, but there was one play in the game where they celebrated like they'd won the Super Bowl, and it was Niles Morgan's sack.
That's the first sack we've had. They got excited about that. And they also got excited about Dante Vaughn, his big interception, where we had that genuine feeling that that's how you play this game. And we have to get more of that. And I think if we get more of that, we're going to get the kind of defensive play to the level that we need.
Tough decision, I think unanimously. I was going to say, yeah, it's something that they had to do, but it's not a magic wand. You can't fix everything necessarily in a week, but what can you do this week to change the defense that takes the field against Syracuse?
Play fast, play for Notre Dame, play with energy and enthusiasm, and have fun playing the game. And I think that will be the first step that we want to take, and have that energy, have that passion, have that grit, that determination that defenses need to have as a foundation. And then we'll build on it from there.
Over the last decade, Notre Dame has rightly earned the title of Tight End U. Since 2006, 7 Notre Dame tight ends have been taken in the NFL draft, including 5 in the first or second rounds. Current starting tight end Durham Smythe is working hard to continue this Irish legacy of excellence at the tight end position. After missing most of last season due to injury, the versatile Smythe has started all 4 games this season and caught his first touchdown pass of the year against Michigan State.
Kaiser pumped it, fires in the middle, touchdown, Smythe!
My dad played football at Baylor in the 1980s, so it was kind of instilled in me in a young age to be interested in the game. I'm from a smaller town in Texas, so it was a pretty Friday Night Lights atmosphere. Even when I was a young kid, I was excited for Friday nights. My sophomore year in high school, and I was pretty solidified in my position at tight end. I was making a couple plays here and there. I was really motivated at that point in my career to really pursue college football, and I think that's really kind of where it took off. I had been a Notre Dame fan from a very young age. I was committed to Texas for a while, and once I took my visit to Notre Dame, it really solidified my interest. And it was just kind of a feeling of, this is definitely where I'm meant to be.
Sean Kaiser's the holder. They go to a pitch play. Touchdown, Notre Dame!
I've tried to establish myself as a tight end who can excel in both the run game and the pass game. So what we like to call it a complete tight end. You're always chasing that. You're never complacent. You're never satisfied. There's always a part of the game where you can improve. Coming out of high school, I was more of a receiver. And I really worked on establishing fundamentals in blocking. You're always trying to get better at something. And like I said, I think what we're all in search of is being that complete tight end. I think the redshirt year really benefited me in a lot of ways. I think I grew up, obviously physically, mentally with the game as well. My first play in college football was a kickoff return, so the first play of the game. It's kind of like one of those things where You run out there for the first time, you're really nervous, and then once it happens, it's kind of back in the flow of just playing football. Obviously, a serious injury is something everyone wants to avoid, especially early in the season when you were kind of in your first position to play a majority of the snaps. I think from my perspective on it now, I took that year to kind of step back, look at the game from a strictly mental standpoint, kind of develop some leadership skills as far as helping these young guys that were stepping into the tight end position. I think we're a really tight-knit group. I think we're all relatively similar people. We're all, the guys who kind of want to put our head down and work. Really, this whole team is a pretty tight-knit group. College football's a grind during the week, but if you're always really trying to play for that guy next to you, I think that's huge, and I think that's something that this team definitely has. I've learned a lot, about myself over the years here. I think I've grown a lot over the years here. College football, and especially Notre Dame, forces you to grow up pretty quick, for you to become a mature person, really on and off the field, and I think that's a good thing. Playing for Notre Dame is unbelievable. I don't know if there's really a word for it, from a lot of aspects, actually. There's the tradition, obviously, which brings a lot of people in. It's something that I feel like is overlooked a lot of times or not really thought of, but just when you take the time to think back, that's incredible. This team is so close. It's really an honor just to be a part of it and to be a part of Notre Dame in general. Running out in front of 80,000 on Saturdays, that's all unbelievable, and I really feel blessed that I can be a part of it. Durham Smythe, senior tight end.
The Notre Dame football team got a visit this weekend from a special group of fourth graders from the Taylor Leadership Academy in Stockton, California. The class met with the team in the Goog on Friday, attended the pep rally, and welcomed the team onto the field before Saturday's game. Now, you might be wondering why this group of youngsters received such special access to their favorite football team. Well, it is because of one very hard-working and dedicated teacher.
So when you add the details...
Oh,
so what did you guys play?
Deshaun Kaiser throws the ball to Will Fuller. Then Will Fuller jukes tempo and runs 30 yards for the win and break into the wicket.
Wow. So see, when you guys tell me that sentence, Deshaun Kaiser throws the ball, I can picture it in my head. That's what we're trying. I work in Stockton for Stockton Unified School District, and I work at Taylor Leadership Academy. Taylor Leadership Academy is an AVID school, so something that we practice is college awareness and college preparation. My class has been Notre Dame for the past 3 years. What I noticed was they were very, they loved it, they loved Notre Dame. I was trying to figure out, how do I bridge the gap between knowing about Notre Dame and feeling like they're a part of Notre Dame? Because I wanted them to have that buy-in, like, okay, I am a future college student.
Fighting! We're gonna rotate to the next table. It should.
So, being the social butterfly that I am, I thought to myself, okay, I can use social media to reach out. I didn't expect anything to ever come from it, but just more like, look, you guys, I'm sending them this message from you guys.
Do we have any? What I think we'll do is,
they call themselves Notre Dame. They say we, our team won. Did you see what our quarterback did? And once that sort of turn came where it was like they really felt a part of it, that's when, the tweets could become more personal, because they felt like they knew the players, or they knew the different, they like to tweet the leprechaun too. They feel like they know more about them. So that's sort of where it came from.
We continue to focus on college. Ms. Silva has been actively tweeting and communicating and reaching out to the University of Notre Dame, and she has been recognized by the University of Notre Dame, and they're actually going to be flying representatives from the University of Notre Dame out here on November 3rd, and her class and Ms. Silva are going to be part of a documentary series called First Time Fans, and then they're actually going to fly Ms. Silva out. University of Notre Dame is going to fly Ms. Silva out and a person of her choice to a game.
Dear Miss Silva, our table looked at a lot of different places.
First, we hope you are loving our college campus. We think you are probably really cold while reading this. Next, we want to tell you where we think you should go. We think you should visit the Notre Dame Basilica of the Sacred Heart. We really want you to visit the lakes at Notre Dame. We want you to go to Notre Dame's football stadium,
The Notre Dame bookstore.
We decided you should visit the grotto, which is a very special place on Notre Dame's campus.
We think you should visit the Golden Dome at Notre Dame.
Just looking at it and being here, it just makes me feel like their dreams come true, or through me, their dreams are coming true, because they've just always, they're in love with Notre Dame. And it just makes me feel overwhelmed.
Favorite all-time movie?
The Godfather.
First car you ever drove?
1976 CJ7.
Favorite class?
Right now it's between sports marketing or my consumer behavior class.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you.
My first name is Roger.
Get up early or sleep in?
Get up early, gotta attack the day.
Best nickname on the team and who has it?
I call Nick Wisher Cheese.
Best player to room with on the road?
Justin Yu's the only guy I've roomed with.
One thing you always hear from Coach Kelly in practice?
Something with the ball, like pass the ball, punt the ball, catch the ball, something ball.
What is your pregame routine?
I listen to a couple songs, and other than that, it's about it.
Best singer on the team?
That's pass on that one.
Best dancer on the team?
Torrey Hunter.
Best comedian on the team?
Jay Hayes.
Best dresser on the team?
That's tough. I'm gonna have to go with James Onwalu.
Worst dresser on the team?
I'm up there, but that's only because I have my own unique style.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame?
It's once in a lifetime opportunity.
Tyler Newsom, you've completed the 60-second drill in Inside Notre Dame Football. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Kelly. This week's question comes from Chaz Viad of Palm Harbor, Florida, and it is appropriate with a road game coming up. Coach, how much free time do you have on the road?
Well, with a noon start, virtually none, because we don't leave a day earlier. Most teams like to travel on Thursday for those early games on Saturday. We'll leave on Friday and have our workout here on Friday. We'll get into New Jersey, have a workout not workout, but a little walkthrough at the stadium. Get to the hotel at 5, have dinner, go to bed, and get up in the morning and play the game. So not much free time, if any at all.
Next up for the Irish, a trip to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey and a meeting with a 2-2 Syracuse team that is getting better and better at running new coach Dino Babers' up-tempo offense. Syracuse is averaging 86 plays and 496.5 yards of total offense per game.
One of the fastest no-huddle offenses in the country, and Dino Babers is bringing that from Bowling Green. They're going to do that offensively against us, and we know what that looks like playing Texas. So we've got to be on our toes, but I think we're prepared for the task.
That will do it for this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football. We, of course, will be back next week with all the highlights of the Notre Dame-Syracuse game. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.